Jule, and this is the news. First, the headlines. The National Security Advisory Board plans to set up a security unit responsible for presidential protection. Children of Fonyi Block share a rare platform with female football ambassadors ahead of a grand festival in Basse. Internet service returns to parts of Somalia 3 weeks after a general shutdown which sparked outrage. And Nigerians decry the huge salaries allocated to parliamentarians, with many calling for drastic reduction. These and other stories coming ahead in this hour. I am Hadibaji. The National Security Advisory Board is in the process of setting up a new security unit tasked with securing the president, his residence, and the State House. The new unit will incorporate elements from all the security outfits and will work with the economic forces in the Gambia to fulfill their mandate. Mamadou Jallo reports on the composition and mandate of the unit, which will be headed by the State Guard Commander.
Was disbanded following the fall of disgraced former President Jammeh. They have since been replaced by the Police Intervention Unit. This new unit will incorporate elements of all branches of the armed and security services and will be commanded by Colonel Trojane, a veteran of immense experience.
There was a vacuum that was created immediately after the State Guard unit was disbanded. So there has to be another security apparatus that was there to maintain security of the facility. And the only best bet was at that time to invite the Police Intervention Unit, and they were asked to man the unit. But that does not necessarily mean that the army will not be at one way included. But as of now, the current situation is that the Senegalese forces, which are providing security for the president, they are working actually with police. But at the same time, we had some of our people who, during the moment of the transition, were members of the military, who were one way or the other with them at very odd times. And those people too, they are still with us. And we hope with this bet we'll be able to get more people that is using the process. So vetting, screening, ensuring that the right elements are selected for the unit. That a TOR is term of reference for the rules and responsibility.
Colonel Drame would not say whether the setting up of such a unit is a prelude to President Barrow's relocation to the State House in Banjul.
Actually, I don't have a privilege to the information, but as of now, what I could say is that this is just a preliminary meeting, and we need to have other sessions with the economic team.
Mamadou Jallo, GRT.
National Assembly members on Wednesday commence a 3-day training in information, communication and technology. The synergy is meant to equip participants with basic information and communication management skills for the effective execution of parliamentary matters. Suma Jadama reports.
Addressing the opening ceremony, the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Mariam Jack Denton, said an adequate knowledge on ICT has the potential to strengthen the capacity of deputies to judiciously manage records.
This is a very important training. In this day and age, one cannot consider oneself as being literate without being IT literate.
The 5th and Wednesday, the 26th of July, has been rescheduled to Thursday, the 3rd, and Friday, the 4th of August at Gambia Hotel. The Ministry of Fisheries deeply apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause. Victims of April 10th and 11th, 2000 protest on Wednesday filed in a petition at the Ministry of Justice demanding justice in their case. The petition also called on the government to provide financial support to 5 victims supposed to undergo medical treatment in Turkey.
The petition is proposed is for the government to repeal the Indemnity Act and to go by the recommendation. For Gambia portion of the big short. Generous, they have pledged to pay for air tickets, four air tickets for the victims. So with the remaining or 5 air tickets, we are pleading with the government to take responsibility and provide the 5 remaining air tickets. Why the petition? The petition, is to remind the government of their responsibility and to act on the list of our demands on the petition. That is one, to provide redress for what has happened during the April 10-11 demonstration. To explain to the nation, to tell us the truth. Who gave the orders, and why kill so many innocent, harmless, students that were expressing a concern, that happened to one of their fellow students. A girl has been raped, one has been beaten to death. They were out to express their democratic civil rights. We were demanding for justice and closure for all the victims. The petition.
Face the Nation on GRT's TV this week looks at what the people of KMC expect from the Kanifing Municipal Council. To find out more, join the recording of the program at the Kanifing Municipal Chambers tomorrow, Thursday at 12 noon. The mayor and council members will be there to answer your questions and listen to your concerns. Everyone is invited. The Ministry of Health and partners have launched the National Tobacco Control Act and the celebration of World No Tobacco Awards. Seydou Camara has more in this report.
Protecting the people and achieve or attain health for all of the people of Gambia.
The Deputy Mayor of Banjul, Aji Awasila, said it should be everyone's duty to help in the efforts towards the elimination of tobacco use.
My office is fully ready to partner in the implementation of the Tobacco Control Act 2016. The health risk associated with the use of tobacco is a general worrying situation in the Gambia.
The NSGA group sensitized the gathering in a drama performance to the harmful effects of tobacco.
I looked down on the card, and when I saw it, it read, the CEO of Pass Tobacco Company. I couldn't believe the statement that was coming out of my heart. I couldn't help it but stare directly into his eyes, and I asked, so you are the one that produces the smoke that gets the whole nation coughing?
Acting WHO country representative acknowledged the government's efforts in curbing tobacco use. Bango congratulated the Minister of Finance and the National Assembly for winning the World No Tobacco Awards.
The National Assembly is being honored for the enactment of a comprehensive Tobacco Control Act, which if fully implemented will protect present and future generations of the Republic of the Gambia. From the harmful consequences of tobacco use.
The Minister of Finance, Amadou Sane, and the Minority Leader Samba Jano thanked the WHO for recognizing their efforts.
We
Saido Kamara, GRT's News.
We have not received permit from the police and will not celebrate the July 22nd anniversary. APRC spokesperson Sidin Jai tells GRTS in an interview following the party's press conference this evening. Let's take a listen.
Press conference, of course, was headed by the Benton Party leader, Honorable Babak Jata, was mainly to talk about the proposed celebration of the birth of the APRC. And you have seen in the media, which was of course blown out of proportion, and there are a lot of debates posed and against the celebration, and also to tell the general public that following the application we made to the Inspector General of Police for permit to organize a rally and also a press conference and recitation of the Holy Quran, we are in receipt of a letter from the Office of the Inspector General of Police expressing the regret that unfortunately due to security reasons our permit have not been approved or granted. You know, we all know the strength of the APRC in terms of support and in terms of solidarity at the moment in the country, and there are many people who are gearing up for a massive political rally July 22nd in the evening. Which was of course scheduled to take place at zone. So he decided to come out and give a statement to that effect. The statement was about 25 minutes, of course, of 13 pages. Talks about a wide range of issues, the successes, achievements, challenges of the APRC as a party, and also calling on the general public, because to tell the people have been preparing throughout the length and breadth of the country for the biggest political rally ever in the history of the Gambia, to tell them that following the denial of the permit by the police, the APRC being disciplined and law-abiding party, and of course, in no circumstance that the APRC as a party will compromise the peace and stability of this country, and call on all and sundry, particularly our militant supporters and sympathizers, to stay calm and to stay in. On the 22nd, as there are no programs and events organized by the APRC.
CD Njai, spokesperson for the opposition APRC party, speaking to GRTS about the party's press briefing. And now to Summer, where its upper and senior secondary school recently organized its 9th graduation ceremony. The event brought together government officials and local dignitaries. Farmer Akanyi was there and he prepared this report.
These students are the 9th batch who graduated in this school since its establishment in 2009. Dressed in their colorful gowns, the 163 graduating class are set to enter a new phase in their educational career. The principal of the school, Lamin Jaju, said the school has registered several achievements over the years in the areas of academics and extracurricular activities. He advised the outgoing students to be steadfast in their education to become productive future leaders. Other speakers, among them Lamin Kinte, highlighted the importance of discipline and commitment to their education.
Due to the commitment and dedication of the school chairman and the team, parents, we are now realizing an increased population with a total of 767 students, and as I said, performance is the visa to this school.
The guest speaker, Momodu Sabali, also reminded the graduates about their roles and responsibilities in society and to contribute meaningfully towards nation building.
I am advising you to take that initiative, to be persistent in life, to keep up with determination and bold courage in spite of the breakdowns that will surely come along the way sometime.
In a relaxed atmosphere, Sabali told the students that the development and prosperity of the Gambia resides in the country's future leaders, stating that all should work to help the new government achieve the country's development goals.
We have to keep on reading and learning, because even in our religion, Islam, we are taught that it's a journey between the cradle to the grave. There is no excuse for not pursuing an education no matter what.
Several students went home with prizes and certificates for their dedication and hard work. The graduates have reached a new level in life. Many of them are determined to further their education to another level. Reporting for GRCS News, I am Famara Khan.
Gambia Company Limited has reached out to the health sector with the presentation of a 40-foot container loaded with medical items. The donation is meant for Serekunda General and Bansang hospitals. Fatu Janembai reports. Serekunda General Hospital hosted the delivery of a 40-foot container of medicaments to the health sector. The gifts were donated by Gambia and Coca-Cola African Foundation of Equatorial Coca-Cola Bottling Company and made share.
The identification and eventual selection
of Serekunda to host this presentation ceremony did not actually come by accident. It is by a reason of the hard work and the immense contribution Serekunda General Hospital has been providing since its inception.
The medicaments valued at a tune of $200,000 is part of the beverage company's corporate social responsibility.
As a global business operating on a local scale, we work together in harmony with all our local partners and stakeholders in order to preserve the quality system, health and safety, and the natural environment for our future generations.
Gambega country manager Eugene Allen highlighted the need to invest in the health sector, as his company is only doing what it is best known for. The clinical laboratory materials are also part of donated materials.
Clinical laboratory services are a critical component and plays a central role in public health, particularly in disease control and surveillance, and of course in individual patient diagnosis and management.
The health minister, who received the medical items on behalf of the government, said she could not be more grateful to Gambega Limited. The business of health, she noted, needs both public and private partnership.
The container we are receiving here today contains wheelchairs, hospital beds, mattresses, furniture, assorted surgical items, and many other health and healthcare equipment that will go a long way in improving health service delivery in the Gambia. In receiving these items, please allow me to thank Gambega for their continuous support and contribution to the health sector as part of their corporate social responsibility, which you are known to uphold not only in health sector but also in other spheres of development in the country in general.
Serekunda General Hospital and Bansang Hospitals are the direct beneficiaries of Gambega's recent generosity, and this is the fourth time Gambega is reaching out to the health sector.
I want to also assure the donors of these valuable items that the items will be used for the intended purpose that it is donated for.
The ceremony also witnessed an appealing piece of drama designed to remind the audience of malaria and means of fighting the mosquito-borne disease while keeping our environment clean and make best use of the insecticide mosquito bed nets, especially during this rainy season. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Fatou Janembai. Well, we'll now take a first break, and when we return, we'll take a look at sports. Welcome back. Gambia Football Federation, through its Women Football Committee, on Wednesday held a day-long activity with school children in the Fonyi settlement of Bulak. Mohamed Lamin Sane reports.
Members of the Women's Football Committee traveling to the settlement of Bulak to embark on a football program. The journey also formed part of the Live Your Goal project, which is meant to raise awareness and introduce girls to football.
It's a 4-year legacy program. When we start with Greater Banjul area. The second one we went to the regions, and this one we didn't really Live Your Goal here. You see, there are many young girls training, and they are the future of women football.
Here in Block Main football field are students from various schools in Fonyi, interacting with the women football ambassadors as they prepare for the upcoming Live Your Goal festival in Basse.
We have introduced women's football to the Combo area. So now we have seen that those people who are in Fonyi block or in Fonyi area, less privileged people, in football, especially in women's football, they need to have the opportunity. We sat with the ambassadors and agreed on that we are hosting this time in Block Fonyi, which is comprising with 5 schools. That's Kili, Besse, and Demban, and Somita, and then introduce them the essence of the FIFA Live Your Goal, so that women's football also can be popularized in the Fonyi area.
The pre-festival program, a usual activity spearheaded by the women's football ambassadors, each year ahead of the main festival also avails children the opportunity to learn basic techniques of the game.
I was telling them how to motivate the young ones in football. As we started, up to this stage we are in, the way we started, that's how we are taking them to do things. And we start with things like warming up first for the game preparation, and we go for the small-sided games. That was my group. That's how we do things for now. Now they are playing the main field.
As an ambassador, you should not be there stagnant or every 6 months you participate in an event. It's already encourageable for you to be participating for every while and also changing from district to district or village to village. So for us, I think it's a big applause.
It was a special moment for some of the kids who were playing football for the very first time.
Football is nice. Kick the ball, break it, pass it, and dribble. I want to play football to represent our school and Gambia. I want to represent the Gambia.
The idea of the Live Your Goal project is also meant to increase the number of female footballers across the world, and this year will mark the end of the FIFA-initiated program in the Gambia, with major events expected to be held in Basse. Modlamin Sane, GRS Sports.
We will take our second break now. Welcome back. Internet access has returned to Somalia after an outage of more than 3 weeks. The loss of service in the central and southern parts of the capital sparked widespread anger. CGTN's Abdul Aziz Bello reports.
Great relief for many here in the capital, Mogadishu, and in southern Somalia, as authorities have announced the resumption of fiber optic internet connection after 23 days. The business sector was the worst affected. Somalia's telecommunications minister said that a total of $10 million was incurred on a daily basis. Airline companies, shipping industry, universities, medical doctors and media entities was some of the hardest hit by the 3-week outage. Authorities rely on a single fiber optic cable owned and maintained by a private telecommunication company and is now calling for increased investment in the sector. A ship caused the outage after it cut undersea cables on 24th June in what has been termed as a major disaster to hit the country's thriving telecommunication industry. And with the outage paralyzing government's key departments, including immigration, experts want Mogadishu to increase its stake in the ownership of the fiber optic cable lines to avoid a future crisis. The youth were the worst affected group by the 3-week internet outage experienced in Mogadishu and in southern Somalia, dealing a huge blow to social media users like Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat, 3 of the widely used social media applications in the country, are not only denying the chance for them to share images and videos, but disconnecting them from the outside world. Abdul Aziz below CGTN, Mogadishu, Somalia.
If there's one thing Nigerians are unanimous about, it's that their lawmakers earn far more than they should. Public pressure to reduce lawmakers' salaries and allowances has been growing, but nothing has happened. One of the problems is that Nigerians don't know what their politicians earn. CGTN's DJ Batmas tries to find out.
Trying to find out exactly what Nigerian lawmakers earn has always been like picking out a needle in a haystack. That is talking literally. The picture can only hit home further with the question to the common man on the streets of the country.
I don't really know the amounts they earn, but I think they earn so much. They earn too much, rather.
I don't have the figure, but I know that it's outrageous. They are earning too much. Both their salaries, their allowances is just too much. It is too much.
Actually, it shouldn't be any big deal at all to find out how much exactly lawmakers in this country earn. The government body saddled with the responsibility for fixing the salaries and allowances of public office holders in this country is the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, and this is their website. That's actually where I am right now. But the problem is that even on that website, you wouldn't find any information at all about the remuneration of public office holders in this country. So it makes the whole thing quite more complicated. The lawmakers themselves have been very secretive about their earnings. Recently, the Speaker
for people who do not understand. The moment you see the personnel, you begin to look at the personnel cost, and so this is where their salaries are. It's not about the salaries. It's more. The allowances.
In a country where the national minimum wage is just around $57 US, where the law vacancy for only 181 days in a year, the pay is considered far too high. This